Commercial Street, the first retail shopping hub of Bangalore, is an important landmark with a history that's almost 150 years old. It was established as a small retail space with very few shops selling day-to-day goods for the convenience of the British and Indian Army officials and their families who lived in the neighboring cantonment area. Many store owners who have been selling their wares on the street for almost a century are more than eager to share their experiences on how the street came into being and how it evolved into a major business center.
The English had Bangalore as a base. This was the cantonment area. So to facilitate their shopping, they had created a street which would be convenient to them, proximity to where they stay, close to the barracks, close to where this was basically their base. The cantonment was the base. That is how Commercial Street actually started.
Earlier, they were very quaint. It was a very quaint atmosphere with a great deal of space between a business premises and another business premises, or a house to a business premises. The outsides were always verandas, where people had either a little spiral staircase going to the first floor, or if there wasn't a spiral staircase, there would be a veranda where you could just have two nice seats where people could relax and look out on the street. You had very beautiful columns highlighting the building. The real building would be through the veranda into the place, which was at least 5 to 7 feet inside. High steps, so you climb up onto the building. The vehicles, of course, were very few, but they were all very stately, large, beautiful vehicles. Some of them were convertibles in the olden days, in the 1940s and 50s and 30s and 40s and 50s.
With the passage of time, the street has evolved into a shopping destination that caters to one and all, a place which sells anything from hardware to designer wear and electronic goods. It has grown from a mere 50 to 350 stores. The once quaint and quiet street has turned into a busy marketplace with hundreds of people walking in every day. The old vintage cars that once dotted the street have been replaced by newer models. The single-story buildings have all become multi-storied. The changes are aplenty.
Those olden days, still I remember, in 1948, 49, we used to see hardly 10, 12 cars. And we used to admire those 46, 47 model cars. When Plymouth comes, Dodge comes, Ford comes, Austin 48 comes, we used to go and see a beautiful car and all, because we never had a car. We never seen such cars and all.
Very small traders. It has now grown to bigger stores. We now are represented by the biggest brands on Commercial Street. We have all the big brands being represented here. We have franchisees. Mostly people now have converted their stores to franchisee stores. We have a lot of eateries here which were not there earlier. Basically things like this have changed now.
Commercial Street, as you can see, has evolved quite a lot. You hardly used to see so many pedestrians, hardly so many two-wheelers, and hardly any cars. So, and I used to live near Bowring Hospital, which is half a kilometer away, and I used to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, rush through a breakfast, and aram se open the shop at about 10 o'clock, 9:45, 10. No pressures of life. 2 o'clock we were all exhausted, and from 2 to 4 all shops used to be closed. Again, walk in at about 4 o'clock, open the shop leisurely. Everything was so comfortable, so nice, so normal. Now it's a rat race.
As the stores get fancier and attractive and wares on sale turn branded, the street in itself has degraded. Piles of stinking garbage lie around waiting to be picked, and filthy water is strewn all along the street.
Time has passed, and more than a fair share of degradation has happened due to the lack of respect for our heritage that we have inherited. It's due to the lack of respect for surroundings and just not enough pride in belonging to a really antique street, one of the most beautiful oldest streets of India. It has the potential to be a masterpiece.
That beauty is not there because only the problem of these garbages. When we are going around in the morning, up to these people are cleaning about that, it is totally what you can go smelling on the road. That the public is blaming this one, corporation blaming general public. It is both the NGOs as well as the government body, they have to look after this properly. But they have to be aware of this. But everybody throwing the garbages in the street. You can't come in up to 11 o'clock with the proper way in this road.
We are not very much actively into this. Again, here also there is probably, as a responsible citizen, the awareness is less. But we all are very keen and some measures are being taken. But I think results will come. It's just a beginning.
It's madness. Saturday you can't walk, Sunday you can't walk. It's just four-wheelers, two-wheelers, clutter. Oh yes. Pollution. We've got a lot of gensets. Almost every second day, everybody is switching on the generators. A lot of smoke. The street is very old. The underground cables are very old. There's absolutely no drainage system.
But the worst time to visit Commercial Street is when it rains, as the whole street turns into a large, overflowing gutter.
See, when it rains, it's very horrible on Commercial Street, and there are no drainage system, and just they put some wooden thing on that. You might slip also. So I think first thing, it is for the corporation or I don't know who. This must be done properly first.
Absolutely no drainage. If it rains here, then the whole street is flooded.
And while we are on the subject, let us not ignore the other problems, namely dirty, rabid stray dogs, or the beggars, not exactly an unfamiliar sight in our country. Despite these glaring eyesores, many shopkeepers find it convenient to put on their blinkers and believe that everything on the street is spick and span. They evade direct answers on the need for basic sanitation and cleanliness and prefer to redirect us to the Bangalore Commercial Association, a society of which almost all shops are members. Here are some classic evasions that deserve to be heard.
Waterwise, we don't have any much requirement of water.
Okay. And when you sweep and swab, etc., that water?
How that, excuse me, how that it help you? Asking this kind of questions, how will that help you? It is neither help us nor help you.
There's nothing much that can be done to Commercial Street.
Okay.
Nothing much can be done here because this is a place such, nothing can be done. They sweep it at least twice or thrice a day. They clean the garbage, everything. There's no problem at all about that. We've got a very good association.
You're talking about the accumulated water on the street?
Yeah, I'm talking about what gets wiped off and...
Well, wherever the stagnation of water, it is swept away and it is removed to the street.
No water waste. A little is there, sometime it happens that we can't. But the street is quite clean.
And there are still others who believe that the dirty water they throw out on the street will eventually find its own way.
Water waste is not there.
Not there at all? No. Clean this?
Clean, it will go like that only. In the Modi.
Like that only?
Yes.
We have sewerage system. Sewerage system is okay because water does not, after the rain or anything like that, does not stagnate or anything like that. It goes away.
What the shopkeepers fail to realize is that this careless attitude towards maintaining a clean and healthy environment leaves the customer who walks into the street with a very low impression about what the street has on offer. The result, customers often overlook the good things that the street boasts of, completely negating all the goodwill that has taken years to build.
We have values, like, for example, on my letterhead on my bill, you'll see Ahmed Brothers, established 1922, and below that you'll see courtesy, value, service. So, I mean, that says hell of a lot for, and most of the people here, most of the shops here have been here from generations. So, the basic values of business, like, honesty, integrity, service, good products, right price, don't take people for a ride, they will come back.
A lot of people actually like the ambience of a high street where you actually walk around. A lot of people still have this thing, malls being claustrophobic, closed in areas, where this you have the advantage of walking around, a lot more sense of freedom and openness.
The biggest strength of commercial street is the variety of merchandise, in the depth of merchandise that you get, and we have in commercial street a lot of specialists in each line. You have one person who specializes in upholstery, you have somebody who specializes in handloom salwar kameez, you have one person, 2 or 3 people who specialize in undergarments, we have specialists in kids wear, so it's a street of specialists.
The difference between commercial street and other streets is commercial street is a little more mature shopping, a little more serious shopping. If I were to look at other streets, I mean Brigade Road and Commercial Street are quite often compared in the same breath, but actually they are not. Commercial Street is a precinct. It is a street which is not a thoroughfare. So people don't travel through Commercial Street in order to get from one part of the town to another. They would need to come here because they have a job to do. When I say job, it's a shopping duty to perform. So therefore people only come to Commercial Street if they need to.
Almost every shopkeeper on Commercial Street has ideas on how to improve the street. Unfortunately, these remain just good ideas. They lack an important quality called willingness. Willingness to give their time and make an effort to bring about the change.
It will make it a vehicle-free zone where it is easy for the customers to move about freely.
A certain amount of beautification of the street is essential. Actually, if we have an alternate parking, we could make this a no parking zone where people could walk more freely. We could beautify the street, put plants, we could have maybe some music playing. The whole thing would be a total shopping experience.
I think one most important thing is to keep it absolutely clean. Dry and clean. 2, respect the law, not to honk as much. 3, make this more picturesque. Each shop owner should paint their fronts colorfully. A uniform code doesn't seem to apply in India, but colorful application of tastefully applied paint on our antique buildings would show the charm of Commercial Street. And then have some beautiful vintage programs at least once a year, which will celebrate the antiquity of the street, where, I don't know, maybe every shop would be dressed going back in time and make this place nostalgic.
Of course, cleanliness and hygiene, if you can maintain, it is getting cluttered and there are real garbage, I think, all over. So that also we need to take care. And I think it's a joint drive, public and the store shopkeepers. It has to be a joint venture that way.
We could do something, give them some, try to come out with some gifts or convince them with something like, something new. But to get together all the shopkeepers is very difficult. Everybody has got their own ideas.
This street is 175 years old. The population at that time only 2 lakhs. That also divided in 2 sects, in cantonment and city. It is a very little population. So according to that time, it was all right. Now the population is growing like anything. You can't help. Bring the population down.
Basic sanitation, safety of the people who visit Commercial Street, keeping the street beggar and hawker free are issues finding solutions to which are no longer an option but a prerequisite to run a successful business on Commercial Street. The concerns voiced by the customers substantiate this very fact.
What you want to do is just keep it safe so people can feel safe walking around. Maybe do something about the traffic, maybe just make it for pedestrians instead of having cars here. But I think that's about it.
The roads are pretty much filthy, and I guess that's what we do, spit around and throw things around. I think that should stop, and then the road will definitely look better.
When you're walking around for shopping, you're in a different, frame of mind. So you hardly are in a, in a mind to give way for vehicles and you want to be more free.
It's high time that the commercial street regains its position as the first retail alternative for Bangaloreans. Store owners should realize that shopping is no longer a dreary chore in a city like Bangalore. With very few options for entertainment in the city, shopping is fast emerging as an important mode of entertainment and relaxation. The various malls dotting the city position themselves as a place that offers a holistic fun experience for the entire family. And since today's customer has so many options, there is a need to be competitive. Pull up their socks and do the needful to ensure that commercial street doesn't lose out in the race.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya